Yo, what's up? Today I want to talk about chargers and how they work, and we will check out some cool new chargers from Kempower. But first I will show you the traditional chargers you guys have been used to. So behind me here I have tritium chargers. These are 50 kilowatt DC fast charger, and they are typically equipped with a CCS plug and a CHAdeMO plug. And they have two plugs, but it's not possible to share the 50 kilowatt fast charger. So to explain shortly, in here we have a 50 kilowatt DC inverter, if you can say it like that, but it's a 50 kilowatt charging unit and it cannot be split. So if you plug in a Leaf and a Tesla here, ain't gonna happen. So I will demonstrate what it looks like once we start charging now. So let's plug. Okay. So now we are charging, and fun fact: these chargers, they have a 4G unit in them, 4G communication, a SIM card and stuff. And it depends on each location, but it's very common that each charger have their own SIM card and their own data subscription. Because there is no data cable communication here, so it's just power, and then the data communication is done via 4G. So if the 4G network is down, it depends, if it's Telenor or Netcom, Telia, then actually the chargers are set to go into open state. You might have noticed it sometimes that you go to a Fortum charger, you plug it in, and you're about to show the RFID, but it starts automatically. Yeah. That's the rare case when it's down, but this is what I want to show you, that you have this weird user interface. Before we started charging, you can switch between you want to stop at 80% or 100%. It's default to 100%, by the way, but some of the Circle K charger, they default to 80%. And then you see some cryptic information here. We've been charging for about 1 minute. We are at 74%, and we have, or at least the charger has delivered 1.1 kilowatt hour. What the battery has received after losses is something different. But this one is kind of okay because it always stays on with this disco light. But I will show you some other variants. But again, this is also kind of cryptic for some people, because the problem with this and other chargers is that you don't know how fast you're charging, unless you have, I guess, a Tesla or some of the other cars that show your charging speed. Okay, now we are connected to the Hypercharger. So this is a charger that Fortum have chosen to test or use. They've been deployed several places in Norway, and actually also common by other charge point operators throughout Europe to use the Hypercharger. It's Alpitronic who manufactures them. And the good thing about... Whoa! Okay, I smell Bjørn electronics. This was not supposed to happen. Oh, it turns red here. Oh shit! Let's disconnect. It says connector damage. Please restore. Oh shit! Okay, that was a fail demonstration. Okay, I just unplugged now just to be sure, but that was not good. But anyway, here this one means two cars can charge simultaneously. So. I'm not sure, let me see, this one, I think this one is the fat one, isn't it? It comes in many variants, the Hypercharger. Let me check here, they haven't labeled it, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one, well, it has at least 150 kilowatt. Now each power module on this charger type is 87.5 kilowatt versus 50 kilowatt on those. And then depending on how they configure it, you can have several, well, I forgot, you can just check it here. Hypercharger, you see, but depending on how you Hypercharger 300 or Hypercharger 225, that means it has up to 4. Yeah, this is the fat one. Yeah, okay, so it has up to 4 of these, if I remember correctly. But anyway, the point is that you can share here. So many places you have 150 kilowatts. If one car is getting it, let's say an e-tron or a Model 3, but then if a Leaf plugs in, then depending on how they configure it, the Leaf might not get any juice, because an e-tron is configured to suck both units, you know, both of those 87.5 kilowatt or both of those 75 kilowatt units. But other cars, let's say a Kona, might only take one unit, and then a Leaf gets the other unit. But let me show you another location then. Now we are at Circle K, Furuset, and you guys have seen this before, but this time I will explain a little bit more about these chargers. So Circle K, they have chosen to install 6, yes, no more than 6 of these ABB 150 kilowatt fast charger, plus 2 of those tritium you saw earlier. But let me show you the ABB chargers, what they look like. These ones can output 150 kilowatt. And again, you look at this user interface, they basically took the same interface, the same screen from the 50 kilowatt fast charger. It doesn't tell you that much. It says you have 74%. It says how many kilowatt hour the charger had delivered. And then you've been charging for 1.5. This one only shows you seconds. But again, here there's no way for you to see how many kilowatt you're getting into the battery, whether you're charging fast or slow or not. So one thing you can do is you can calculate based on this one, but it's just what the charger delivers. Then you can estimate the charging speed. But fortunately, Tesla will tell you how fast you're charging. So if you look inside the screen, we're getting 27 kilowatt. That is actually pretty slow, but yeah. Anyway, so let me just go inside here and okay, there are even more chargers here. But the problem with these chargers is that, let me see here, let me check something. Okay, right now we have 2 Leafs charging there. Let's say if we have an e-Golf charging here, the e-Golf can maximum take about 40 kilowatt. Most of the time the e-Golf will be getting only 35 or 30 kilowatt or even lower. And then if this site would be, well, I don't know what's going on today, maybe some event or something. Usually it's not that crowded here, but the problem is if all these spots are taken by cars that are not utilizing 150 kilowatt, then you know you have a lot of unused capacity here. And Circle K, they have to, you see over there, they have to make the chargers and make the transformer powerful enough to supply all of these. So you can get 150 kilowatt simultaneously, but most of the time, not every car will suck 150 kilowatt. That is the problem. So let's move over to the next site. We are now at Kløfta, and this is one of Grønn Kontakt's new style of charging station, or charging site rather. So what I like about this one is that, you know, unlike the one at Fortum you saw earlier, that was just one hypercharger. Here they actually have, well, over here 3 of these. Well, this is Delta. They are 150 kilowatt and they can share. Yeah, let me show you. So see that we are charging now the Tesla on this side, and then on the other side you can charge another car. So this one, the Delta charger, is equipped with 2 times 75 kilowatt modules. And I've heard that if you charge an e-tron here, then at least the logic in this charger is that then it will split. So if an e-tron was getting 150 kilowatt and then I plug in, then it's split. We get 1 module each, so we get 75 kilowatt each. Hey, I think something happened there. I heard a little click. What was that? No, it was nothing. Okay. And also what I like about the Delta charger is that you can actually see, well, I can switch language here. Deutsch. See, you can see Dauer, Energie, and Leistung. Ja, alles gut. So this is more information than you have in other chargers. So they have this user interface for a long time now. What I don't like is that after I think it was 1 minute or something, this screen will disappear. So you have to re-enable it by pressing to take a look at it. Yeah. You see, this is one I want to show you. So, for example, if you're sitting in a car and you have a classic Ioniq, for example, you don't see the charging speed unless you have an OBD tool. But you know, then it's very nice to just look at the screen, but you don't see anything. You have to go outside and then press this one, and then you see it for a little bit, and then it disappears again. Yeah. Right, and now we are at Ionity Dal. You guys know this place. So I will show you that Ionity, they have 350 kilowatt fast charger. This is tritium, But I like these tritium chargers because you have lots more information, even more than the Delta charger. Here you see how long you've been charging, you see percentage, you see how many kilowatt you're getting. Easy to see if the car is charging slow for some reason. And also just, for geeks like me, I guess, volt and amp. So really nice. The only downside with this is that it is glossy, you see, lots of reflective. And also in sunlight, it's hard to see the screen. So I'm not sure how they're gonna solve it. Actually, Circle K, they also use these tritium chargers, but 150 kilowatt variant. And it's been configured to have a white background and black text. That actually looks better and easier to read. And by the way, I noticed that there's an e-tron charging on 50 kilowatts. Actually, he's not even charging. Yeah, I see he's not even charging. He's on his phone. He's not charging. He's trying to charge. I can show you here. There, you see, it tells the user to put the charge port back on whatever. Meanwhile, like, an e-Golf is waiting to charge. That is nicht good. Okay, anyway, back to the point here. So these ones, this is I guess this is Ionity's, or VAG or Porsche's decision to make these 350 kilowatt, 800 volt based, very expensive to install. And you have the power unit. Well, this is the transformer for it. I don't know how powerful it is. Møre trafo. Let's guess 2.5 megawatt or something. And then I guess these are the rectifiers or the actual chargers. What are they here or are they there? I'm not sure. I have to ask Ionity again. But the problem here is that if a bunch of e-trons or whatever that can charge on CCS comes here and take up all these 8 spots, like I can't count, 1, 2, 3, 6 spots, then most of the time you won't have cars that can utilize 350 kilowatts. And then all the other cars who are waiting, they cannot use like the leftover capacity of this massive transformer. But again, like I mentioned, this is probably Porsche's strategy to make the fastest possible charging available and don't share with anyone, no matter how many people are queuing up. A little fun fact here, by the way, if you guys never noticed. You see what this is? This is proximity sensor, or just like the park sensor here on my car. The same one, They put them here. You see another one here. Let me see, how many were there again? And there's another one on this side. Yeah, there. So I talked to Ionity about this. They haven't activated them, but they could use these sensors to detect if a car is parked here or whatever without plugging in. I don't know what's the purpose of it. This is just standard equipment that comes with a tritium charger. But anyway, let's move over to the next site. Okay, I was about to leave, but I just couldn't resist. So I felt sorry for the lady. She was waiting in the e-Golf. A very nice lady. She was waiting in queue for a long time. She was like, that dude with e-tron, he just couldn't start charging. Well, he's charging now. Yeah, that's good. I wonder why the e-tron is charging there and not that Ionity. But anyway, so I showed her the MindGov card, and I told her that, yeah, this is good shit, man. Then she took a photo of it on the backside also, and I told her she can get one of these. And I also I started it for her. So it's just a 24 kilowatt hour e-Golf. So she's super happy now. She's getting a charger. Yeah, she's walking the dog right now. So you see, nice parking, right? Yeah, but I told you guys, these parking lines, they make no sense at all. But no big deal, I said to her, you can take this charge for free. It's nothing. I mean, an e-Golf charging here will cost me maybe 6 to 8 euros or something. She's probably not going to fill it up to 100% anyway, so no big deal. Yeah, but anyway, next stop, by the way, will be... Oh, okay, we have to visit the Supercharger. Yeah, okay, let's go. Well, it will preheat the battery, right? Once you navigate there. Maybe if I put the car in drive. Yeah, you can see it's preheating. Yeah, okay. We are now at Nebenes at the Supercharger, and for you guys who don't know, I will just explain shortly the Superchargers that you just have this stall here, and it's only for Tesla. If other cars plug in, I mean the plug physically fits, but it won't charge. Yeah, it's only for Tesla. But you see, these stalls, there is no screen, no buttons, nothing really. It's just a little bit of light. But the thing is about Tesla is that you can see in the app how fast you're charging. And the app is standard with every Tesla you get, well, except for Roadster version 1, I guess, but okay. So you have all the information you need here. Well, actually, you don't see voltage, but this is good enough. And also inside the screen, you will also see the charging speed. So Tesla owners, they don't need any more information on the charging column or whatever you call it. Some people call it the pump. Yes, oh yeah, they want to pump it. So, and yeah, this is Tesla. By the way, Tesla, at least this site here is version 2. So if you look here, it will say, well, 150 kilowatt max, yeah. So the charger stacks are inside in those sheds, so you don't see them. But one stack will supply 2 stalls. And you can see they are numbered. For example, over there we have 7B, and then over here we have 7A. So Supercharger version 3 works like this. 150 kilowatt is split between these two, 7A, 7B. If one car arrives, it will get whatever up to 150 kilowatt. If another car arrives, it will be split, so it will be 75 each or whatever, depending on what each car need roughly. But the Superchargers, at least version 2, the charger stack consists of the same type of chargers you use inside the cars. And each charger, if I remember correctly, is about 15 kilowatt. So you actually have 15 kilowatt segments, which means that it's a more fine-tuned distribution when one car starts throttling and another car can get more and more power. It's not those 75 kilowatt modules like I've shown you earlier. But okay, next one will be Espa. Yes, now we will take a look at the Kempower chargers. This is it, the Kempower chargers, yes. So it's run by Fortum Charge and Drive. So Kempower is the hardware manufacturer. And you know, Kempower, by the way, I should also talk a little bit about background here. They are from Finland, and they used to, well, they're still making inverters for welding. So they already have the hardware. It's back there in that box there. And that one is 480 kilowatt of inverters, or you know, chargers basically. But what is different here is that we have similar model as Tesla, where one box can distribute power to several units. And also people from Kempower, I read that about half of them who works there, they also drive EV. So they designed the charging station and the system and the software to be EV friendly. For example, here, I mean, maybe I'll show you better on this one. This is the first time I see it. Wow, you see it? Because the problem is, you guys maybe saw it earlier in other charging stations, is that the cable here tends to touch the ground and then it gets dirty, full of schmutz. And then you might sometimes have to slap it over your hood, which is not recommended. But here we have some kind of spring-loaded cable, and seems like you can actually pull it quite far in case you have an e-tron or a Taycan or whatever. Yeah, okay, this is user test for me, but let's try now. So I'm going to plug it in to my car. I have to unlock it first and then open the charge port, plug in the plug. Look here, by the way, so to show you guys how flexible this is. You could even be a clumsy dude and, okay, maybe not that far, but anyway, let's plug it in here. I like the cable design. Yeah, this one is Tesla Bjørn approved. And then I guess I show the RFID. There. Okay. So there's some information. It locks the, so now it's doing the handshake. This is the first time I try Kempower charger. Oh, there. Okay, this is the one I wanted to show you guys. So we now see, maybe I should move the camera better. Yeah, okay. So you see, just like the other ones that you've seen, like the Delta charger or the tritium chargers that Ionity uses, you see how many kilowatt you're getting, you see how many kilowatt hour minutes, but you can also bring this with you. Let's try it. You have to scan it. I'm not sure if you can we just do it like this? Okay, I got it working. I just had to scan it with the right app. But look, we have charging screen here. So you can bring the charging screen with you. And this is really useful if you have a car that does not have nice app support or doesn't even show you charging speed. For example, if you have a classic Ioniq or whatever, you know, old car, even a let's say, what's it again? IMEV. Old car, you can still get this. Well, okay, except that not on that one. This one is CCS, but we have some CHAdeMO over there also. So, and also what I like is that you distribute power. So right now it's been configured to only have static. So these two, I don't remember, two of these, they have 120 kilowatt, and then the rest they have 60 kilowatt. But then eventually they will reconfigure it so it will be more dynamic, and then you can get up to 150 kilowatt on each of these. And I don't know how the algorithm should work, but you know, the main reason to go for Ionity if you have a Taycan is because you don't have to share the juice with anyone. You don't want someone to suddenly steal the juice. But how about they set it up so that, okay, all right, you have a Taycan, you want 250 kilowatt, you get it. But then eventually, after a while, when the Taycan starts throttling, the leftover capacity there in the charger can be used to charge other cars who are waiting. You know, sharing is caring. Sharing is getting rid of the charging queue, because especially now, Corona summer, we have lots of charging queues around Norway. Okay, yeah, you see these ones, they are equipped with the. This is just a regular CHAdeMO 100. Well, it says here 120. I don't know if you can see. There. These are just 125 amp. Yeah, I guess it depends on Fortum whether they, oh shit, why is it so hard to, there, whether they will equip with 200 amp cables or not. So again, I like the cable design, man. It's really, I mean, you could just take this. Okay, it will fall. Yeah, it will fall to the floor and it might damage it. But I've seen very common damage on the plugs at the other 50 kilowatt chargers, that people that drop these on the floor and then they damage the end there. So hopefully we get less of that with these chargers. And you see that unlike the other ones, well, actually we have them down there. I can see it from here. The old 50 kilowatt fast charger, they are down there. But that's I consider the old design with one-to-one connection, no distribution, not very dynamic, you know, not very cost efficient, because basically when we saw those 150 kilowatt or those 350 kilowatt chargers, it's just one-to-one, and you can't share the power, which means that each unit will be more expensive to run. Yeah, because ideally Fortum, you know, the guys who own these chargers, they want as many as possible to use these, so because they have to pay for the installation. These are not cheap, you know. So you have to pay for installation, for running costs, for power, for everything. So sharing the juice is actually the best deal, I claim. Yeah. Okay, I ended charging. So now it just says charging ended. Yeah, with 73%, and then I added, wow, 10 kilowatt hour in that short time. Yeah. So, what do you guys think, huh? Kempower. When I heard about it, I read about it, I thought this is good shit, because the future. This is how the future should be. Well, there's an i3 coming. Yeah, they know about this place. So, it's, you know, it gives the user more power. You have more control of how many kilowatt hour you gain if the car is charging fast or whatever. I guess if the charging would interrupt, you will get a notification. I don't remember how many times I drove the Leaf and then the charging stopped that I didn't know about it. Yeah. So what do you guys think, huh? Because you know, it's the people who uses these ones. they can maybe input or push the charge port operators like Fortum and Grønn Kontakt to start using these chargers instead of those old-fashioned ABB and FSEC, which are expensive to run and not very user-friendly. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.